Hey Insiders, we've got a very special guest joining us here today who's recently just graduated from our flagship course LMA, which is the Life Mastery Achievers. And she's so graciously going to be coming on here today to share how she honestly found the whole experience and everything else in between. And I guess just to start us off, if you wouldn't mind telling us what's your name and where it is that you're currently based at the moment.
Hi, I'm Chrissy. I've been with LMA probably for about 6 months, finished the course, amazing. So I'm really pleased that I've accomplished that.
Brilliant. Chrissy, thanks so much for being here with us. Thank you for giving up your time to come and share your experience with us here today. Appreciate it. And just diving right in, I'm just curious to know what would you say was one of the biggest struggles or challenges that you were facing in your life before joining the LMA program?
Things like this I wouldn't have been able to do before LMA. I channeled all my energy into work, but none into my social life. Um, and I would say that I probably started off with social anxiety, and that was the main reason why I wanted to jump on board LMA.
You mentioned struggling with social anxiety and not
hmm
being able to do things like this here, Chrissy.
hmm
How is that affecting your life on like a day-to-day basis? Like, how is that impacting you?
Basically, I was coming home from work and staying at home, so I was closing myself off to social interactions. If I was invited out, I would get panicky before I went and probably find an excuse
Wow.
not to go, to the point where even once I was invited out to a party, got myself all ready, really looking forward to it. When it came to actually stepping out of the door to go, it was panic. So
Okay.
I didn't go, which then impacted me because when I saw my friend um, after the new year, she was quite offended that I didn't turn up. And I had to actually be open and honest with her and tell her what happened.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing your honesty and openness. I really do appreciate it. Um, Before joining the program, Chrissy, did you have any concerns that may have prevented you from buying the LMA program? And if so, how did you put those concerns to one side and step forward in faith and commit to being here?
I saw Tim Han on YouTube and he just drew me in. And I knew that I was so fed up with isolating myself. So I knew that I had to do something. And when I saw the tutorials on YouTube that Tim was doing, it really resonated with me. And I just wanted to jump on board because I felt like that was my chance at last to um, progress.
Wow. And for you specifically, Chrissy, what made the LMA course a good fit for you? Why was it good for you?
I like the fact that there was different steps. It just all made sense. Tim explains it all so well, and the way he comes across in the tutorials, he makes a fun side, but also taps into the serious stuff.
Mhm.
And because it's done in chunks, so you have a 6-week course.
Mhm.
Not only doing the course is so good, and um, the accomplishment when you've actually finished the 6 weeks is immense, but you feel yourself actually changing as you're going through the weeks. And not only that, it's so lovely that you can tap in all the time. Once you've paid for the course, you can tap in to even start at the beginning again. So it's like repeat, repeat, repeat. And I think if you repeat things enough, it becomes more meaningful and you understand it more.
Beautiful. And what would you say surprised you the most or made you the most happiest about going through this program with Success Insider and LMA?
Um, Firstly, the fact that I didn't give up. So I felt this sense of achievement. But not only that, you tap into a Facebook membership and you're with other people that are wanting to make themselves a better version of themselves. And just to feel that that love and support from Tim and all of you team, you're all so you give such positive feedback when I send an email, there's this loving support. You can feel it in the emails, and you
Mm.
just don't feel like you're on your own doing it. You feel like you're supported and you're with like-minded people, and it makes you feel like you're going to find it easier to become a better version of
Wow.
yourself.
And just following on from that question there, Chrissy, how important was it for you to have a support network like the people that you made connections with and a loving environment and a global community of people all around the world? How much of an impact did that have on your experience here at LMA?
So much, because you don't feel quite such a freak when you're frightened to go out and frightened to socialize and a little bit frightened of how people are going to interact with you. To be then in a group of people that are all going along the same journey and being so supportive of each other, you realize that you don't need to be scared of people, and you will get positive feedback from the right people.
Wow. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing so openly and honestly. And I can feel your heart and soul in every word that you say. And for
Thank
you,
you.
Chrissy, what would you say was one of the biggest benefits that you've experienced having gone through the LMA experience now? What would you say is one of the biggest shifts that's happened for you in your life compared to the version of yourself that you were before LMA?
I find at work, weirdly enough, before I would be so focused on my computer, and I would probably be in quite a singular bubble. But
Mm.
now I feel that as time has gone on, people are coming to me with smiles and wanting to interact and bouncing off each other. And I just feel like now I'm seeing it getting stronger and stronger, which makes my heart warm, I
Wow.
have to say.
Wow. And do you think that's because like you shifted as a person? Do you think it's because you changed that everything else
I
around
think
you
so.
changed?
I think so.
Wow. Wow.
I think I'm just giving off more open warmth to
Wow.
people.
Beautiful. And I just have one final question here for you today, if you wouldn't mind.
Mm.
And I really do appreciate your time coming to share with all of us here today, your experience. After the experience that you shared with me, the version of yourself that you were before joining LMA to the person that you are now and the person that you're still becoming, what advice would you give to someone who's thinking about joining this course, who wants to change their life, but they haven't made that decision to follow through yet? From your experience, what advice or what words would you share on to those people?
I would say I've not looked back since I've joined LMA. Can't imagine not being a member of LMA. I want to be a member for the rest of my life because I want to progress more and more. And it's the best thing that I've done. So I would want to say to anyone thinking about it, you've got to do it, because if you want to better yourself, if you want a better life, I think it's well worth doing.